how do you better yourself from what happened yesterday, and then how you're going to move forward for tomorrow?
Yeah. So yeah, the same way that you actually give yourself credit win, or you should also give yourself the same credit when you lose. Well, because I do feel like in beginning our journey as people, we don't want to hold ourselves accountable for our losses. We only want to be celebrated for our wins, yeah, boy. And I think that's the danger of this whole journey, is the fact that people no longer want to be beginners. No one wants to start at the bottom, yeah, boy, being one of that person who doesn't know anything. Yeah, well, we want to be finished products, and I think that's already an unrealistic expectation that we have of ourselves. That is why we're always going to fall short of our own dreams, is because we want everything to happen overnight. We don't want that gradual, slow building towards that eventual product, eventually that person you're going to become, because you as a person, you're going to be the biggest project that you can ever work on yourself. It's okay for you to restart, reset at any time, at any point in life in Yago. If it doesn't work out the way that you want to, you actually can start all over again. And that's okay, because remember, the competition is with self. If you wake up every single day and you want to make things better than they were yesterday, you already have one, because it's you setting out that intention.
Yeah.
So I hold myself accountable for for the people that are in my life, because people don't want to hear that you attract people in your life based on who you are. There's certain energies that are going to come into your life because of how you vibrating as well. And you're always going to meet people at the same frequency that you are vibrating at. Yeah, well, so now at one point I got tired, because in order for me to be able to create, I need to understand what sort of frequency and energy should I vibrate so that I can become this creator. So within the friendships that actually broke off at a much younger age, people took it personal that, nah, you don't want to chill with me, dude. You think there's something wrong with me. I'm like, no, there's something wrong with me, because now I'm not exceeding myself to the levels that the person that I want to be is supposed to be doing. I'm not practicing the habits of the person that I want to be. And if I'm not honest enough, we'll be like, what am I becoming because of our friendship? What am I becoming with you being in my life? Are you making me better? Are you challenging me? Sometimes you need people that are going to tell you what you don't want to hear, but you need to hear. And that's why I hold these relationships, no Lubabalo and Nopong and all these people, because they call me out of my bullshit. That is why it's so important for us to have people that can be honest, Nati. Yeah. Not because Bafunu brush ego yet, because remember, ego is man-made. And that is also one of the key components in me still being Lomden Nguye is because I tried my utmost best to ensure that I keep people who are honest with themselves and that can be honest and that are not going to see me as if the agenda when I tell me, dude, you fucking up there now. Yeah, you need to hear now, you need to do better, bro, because I know you're capable of much more. It's you being called out and also Lamdo understanding that you are capable of much more. That is why I enjoy being a beginner. I love not knowing something, because now it gives me the initiative and also the time to get to know it, yabo. I'm not offended by Indwetida and Yaz, yabo. And there's a lot of many people that I've met actually getting their feels, especially if they look at what I'm doing and hi Lula Lewenza and so on. I'm like, okay, yeah, because you're seeing it from the outside in. You don't see the daily things that often again the ruinas or with myself as well. I wonder I went 2 years when people weren't listening to my podcast, but every single day I had to remind myself, I'm writing my story. Yeah. I'm reminding myself of why you did it in the first place. What do you get an audience, Nendoni? That's a reward of the value that you will put out there. That's why I'm going to those old episodes. Where's your podcast? Because remember, people have an idea of what a podcast is. The moment you mention you have a podcast, oh, you're on YouTube. Yeah. That's the first thing, yeah. So now I had to use that to be like, okay, at the time I was not on YouTube, but at least I was pushing like those motivations, which is those short videos that someone could take of me. I cut in this big pan, but they were expecting the whole conversation to be like that. So that was the battle I was fighting. But I also encourage people, bruh, you need to start, man. Like, you're gonna be fucking bad, bro. There are times where you're gonna want to quit. I've wanted to quit many times. It's only human, bro, but you still like funa ukuziphakamisa when I see and make your dreams a reality, because no one else is gonna do that for you. Like, regret is forever. Also, clearly, partner, seeing people like actually eating the fruits of their labor. You could have been there if only you decided to be disciplined. That's why I encourage people, build discipline, not motivation. Motivation is temporary. I can motivate you, bro, temporarily. But now there are days where it's going to be hard, where motivation doesn't work. That's when you need discipline. Why it happens. And I just want to also find out, as we transition to the next journey, we both fathers, bro. How is the fatherhood journey being for you? The challenges that you are facing as well. And also, what things are you currently improving just to like better yourself in the role that you go? Besides you being a creative, there's also your personal life as well that you're dealing with. And I can't imagine how tricky being a father being, because I'm a 21st century father as well. Like, the needed dynamics as fathers that we are facing as well. And it's so important for us to give each other tips as well. Yeah, but not to say, but no, see, I has 2 kids, I have 1, and he's better. But this parenthood thing is a partnership, bro. Yabona. The same way that mothers can get together and share secrets on how to make life it's also more simpler for their kids or more enjoyable. Fathers need to do that, so that la conversation, it doesn't come hard. Whereas, no, you can't tell me how to be a father, because Tina, remember, we come from a different kind of generation. It's differently to this current gen. So we need to move with the times while also being careful. So you can start with your fatherhood journey, Maji.
Yeah, with the fatherhood journey, bro, I would say that as a male, I would say as a father, as a son, as a brother, as a uncle, as a grandfather, this all of that revolves around to one person, and then each and every day, it is a struggle as a father to provide, because as well society is also looking in and be like, yo, a father should do this, a father should do that, whereby some other aspects are unnecessary, whereby the most utmost goal is to provide, protect, and nurture and thrive, then indulging in distraction, construct, like I would say, distraction, all of those negative things that you would see in society, or you think that it's good for you, but it is not at the end of the day for your own growth, because at the end of the day, it is holding you back to reach your full potential, whereby you know your full potential, and then you're so afraid of your full potential that you would reach in a level where you would not know you would be there on that level. That's what you're afraid of. That's what I have been afraid of. And then, while me being afraid of that, it made me go into rooms that I've never expected I would be in. Me not knowing a guy from Googs, Ekanana, going to corporate companies, talking with investors, talking with managers, operational managers, and gain that respect that as a human, this is my input into society, this is my input to someone's life, this is an input to something that will grow and thrive as a business, or this would drive to be something profitable or fruitful for everyone to bear fruits. So life comes with its twists and turns, just your mentality, as you said, your mindset. Yes. Who you are, what are your principles, what are you fighting for, or for who you feel, because it all starts with yourself. Because in each and every interview they ask you, who are you? And then at that time, you're scratching your head, you do not know who you are.
Because you don't know how to sell yourself.
Yeah. So now, it's a matter of now, you think, now I need to sell myself now. I need to sell myself as a patient person, a people's person. I want to work with people. I want to nurture something. I want to grow something. I want to sustain something. So it's like that with life as well. So we need to sustain, grow, nurture, feed, and teach.
And these are the same principles that you also still apply in your fatherhood journey as well. Because one of the biggest drivers for Mntuyedwa of being a father is becoming the father that I never had to my baby girl, bro. Yeah, bro. He wasn't present for the first 10 years, and I don't want to take that into mind and be like, yo, this dude, he always talks about that, but I just want people to be aware that I'm not driven by he was not there, so I'm not going to do that, because I'm seeing this culture of deadbeats, bro, and I always tell, like, ladies, bro, that, you know, when a dude decides he doesn't want to be part of his child's life, that's a decision he has made, bro. Because in many instances, he could have chosen to stay. Yeah, bro. And I don't want to be rewarded for being there for my child, because it's like,
Same here.
you're congratulating a fish on swimming, bro. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to swim. I don't need props for me to be there for my child. I don't need the praise, because I'm doing what I know I'm supposed to be. But there's any driving forces, like I said, Guti. I'm trying to be the dad to my daughter, the dad that I never had, yeah, bro. So that my daughter doesn't feel what I felt. She's a different child. She's a different gen. She's living in a different time. Cooler in a different time. It was different from Nayabo. And I don't want to put her in a position where she has to learn how not to be with her dad, because Utataga decided to make those decisions, which is why I forgave my dad for the decisions he made. I do not understand the things that influenced him behind those decisions, but I also need to respect them, even if I understand, yeah, bro. I can't change the wheels of time, bro. And that is why I still like give kudos to my mom and the role that she played, which she was playing a role, but that's the other thing. Our moms can't teach us how to be men, bro. A man teaches you how to be a man. Yeah, but so she could do the utmost best, because remember, she's only going to teach you manhood through the view of a woman. And she doesn't live in that world. She will never, she didn't even get 30 seconds to be a man. She will never get to be in that position. But I respect my mom, RIP to her, for like the role she played, bro, because that had love, bro.
Yeah.
We didn't feel like we were a burden to you, like some of the things that I actually witnessed from my own family. Like they blame the kids. Like, if you weren't born, then I wouldn't. Yeah, boy, I would be in a better place and all of that. Like, you're an adult, you can't put that on the kid, bro. Yeah, boy, because you were two adults that came together and you procreated, bro. Like, what we were expecting was gonna happen, bro. Like, Umaponga says, like you broke it, it's yours.
It's yours.
Bro, it's yours. So you need to take utmost responsibility for it, irregardless of what happens, because the child hasn't reached that phase where a matured relationship with the other adults. Because in order for Mdana Bekona, two people have to come together and procreate, bro. Yabon. It's nothing new, land. So we can't put kids if you to in a position where it's their fault right now with the mama ako ninza this way, you tata ako and all those kind of things. You can't be that gen, bro. I refuse him to be one of those fathers with, even if you're Louis parents, if you're the mother of my baby. I don't care. I'm all about my child. She's an adult. I need to respect your decisions. Whatever you do with whoever, that's your business. Now my focus is on my child. That is what Chad told me. Like, to focus on him. I'm not a father myself here too, but even if you're not with her anymore, like I see, like siyafunda lukhulu if you, and that's the other thing. Sometimes here we don't actually see that some people are watching, bro. People are watching to like our friends, our brothers, our neighbors. They're watching and they see how beautiful Indonesians are. But sometimes they don't get an opportunity to let us know. Abanyeke, they do let us know. But I'm always saying, like, the good you do, because he can see what your heart is at that moment when you're doing it. You're doing it from the grace of your heart. You're not doing it so that people can get praises and all of that. And Bob Marley talks about you can fool people, but you can't fool them all the time, bro.
Yeah.
One person or countless people will be able to feel the energy and the aura that you move with because when you want to help people so that you can remind them, but I did A, B, and C. Man. What did I say to one of my niggas? I said, bro, Anyone who thinks I owe them something, they need to heal from that fucking entitlement, bro. You need to heal, bro. You need to heal, Vetu. I want to land up because you were part of my journey. You were helping me the same way that when Sia makes it one day, I'm not gonna hold him ransom. But I will. Tasia, man. I used to do APMC. I had you on my podcast, Landoni, because senzelani izinto ngoku so that sizokhumbuzana. And that ain't on, bro.
Yeah.
That ain't on, Fethu. Ixesha lam alikafiki. Why should I not be fine with that? I must clap for you, Fethu. Like, that's why I want all my niggas to make it, bro. I want my niggas, even if they do before me, I want each and everyone in my circle to make it, bro, because life is already hard, Fethu.
It is.
It's a decision you have to if it. Look at the slums that we live in, bro. We work, Fethu, 9 to 5, you come back. We want to make sure that our kids don't have the same cycles that we have. Like, sita funeka bagqibelise Fethu to have those same challenges of working for a person. Yeah, but that is why we're building businesses on the other side so that our kids can inherit that shit. Yeah, but while we also pouring good values, yeah, but we understand with the adults' relationships, obviously, with the mothers and the fathers, yeah, but it depends on what situation you are in, because I also want to cater for the ladies as well. There's a couple of ladies I also want to have on the show so that we can have difficult conversation about how relationships are rolling right now. The next one with this pair is going to be something very personal about family dynamics, bro, and relationships now as teen people born in the 90s and how different it is from the previous generation. Like, we are trying to make the world see the how things are working through our own eyes. I can't relate. I wasn't born in the 80s, bro. I can't relate to that. I can only relate to myself being yabona umntu who is an adult in the 21st century in the 20s. Yabo. It's different for me, bro. Yabo. But I'm also trying to like find myself in terms of making things different for them. I'm not trying to live someone else's life, bro. I'm not trying to live my pops. But when I started talking about the conversation about being the dad that I never got, to, that's me doing the total opposite. That doesn't work. I need to do the total opposite. And one thing I've realized in life here when I see is some mistakes you don't need to make. You have to see other people making those mistakes. Yeah, but we are born by there. There's a hole there. You don't need to go into that hole because you saw that person there, your partner, and we sit with our brothers, we sit with our sisters, bro, that we started the journey with, but like they didn't sustain themselves. In a way that is honest, bro. So that bangas fumaniki positions where they have families, look. And it's not, I see it as a privilege being a father, bro.
Yeah.
Not everyone can actually be able to manage the position they go your and shout out to the dads, bro, that are still there for their kids and they require no credit, bro, because they do it out of pure love. Shout out to the dads who are grinding for their kids, bro. There are some men who can't even see their kids. We're still lucky we still see our kids, bro. Even in these commotions, there are niggas who are paying maintenance and they don't see their kid. There are niggas who have to go and steal their kids from school just to spend time with them.
Yeah.
But shout out to them for the fact that they're still finding means to be there for their kids. Not just get mad, but the presence. 30 minutes could be like 30 hours to a nigga, bro. That's why I don't take it for granted. Even when I get to see my child for 2 days. Bro, that's 2 days he can't get back.
Yeah.
That's 2 days, bro. So presence over everything, to healing, especially the adult version of ourselves, to understand it's not going to be easy, bro. But I just want to be that voice. Maybe I'm saying stuff that you would like you to say yourself, but maybe it's coming from my own voice. But I just hope that I touch you where Nalomdus who's going to be listening to this message in a way that like reminds you of your responsibility, because this thing of being a deadbeat, bro. No, but it's a decision, to. You saying, nah, why should I be there for my kids? Because the priorities are quite different. So the moment I became a parent, bro, I realized it's not about me here anymore. Yeah, well, it's not about me at all, the main thing is that child, and I'm someone's hero. That is what I thrive on. There are niggas who tell me, do you know how much I hate you? I'm like, I don't give a fuck, nigga. I'm somebody's superhero, bro. There's someone who lights up when they see me, bro. And I'm glad because of that, so that I don't have time to entertain that frequency, bro. Like, those are destroyers, because One thing I read, I think early in the morning, Namklanje, it says, the person who hates Fethu, the feeling of hate actually bears more weight on them than the person they're hating on. Because I can't feel that, Mnafet. Only you can feel that, yo, I don't like that dude. You see the energy Fethu that we waste the dog on like bringing someone else down or when you're looking down upon someone.
Yeah.
And sometimes the Alibalba will remind us of the decision people wanted to make, but they didn't have the courage to do that. Because it's hard out here, Fit. For us men, it's hard, Fit. Because if you're not providing, you're not a man, bro. I want to tell you otherwise. There are other means that you can actually maintain and also add value into not only your child's life, but your family, bro. But we live in such a money-centric world that if I'll make money on the table, then you're good for nothing. Why? Why should that be rewarded? And well, those are not African ways, bro. It's not about Tina Abantu Feel. We even the relationships of it that are brewing out here, we don't understand that we get into relationships here because things are much easier when the two of us are there, because now you can share ideas between people and sustenance. Yeah, and you can share in income, you can pay each other's load, yabo. And relationships are supposed to be a place of solace, bruh.
Yeah.
Abuyo Pola corner after the war has fucked you up, bro. Because these jobs are cooking us, bro.
Too much.
They are cooking us, bro. But imagine you've been cooked at work, you've been at you've been cooked. Come on, bro. Nah.
Hey, bro, like, yeah, bro, it's really hard sometimes, but we just need to focus on the bigger picture. That's what I've seen, and sometimes I'd say silence and consistency on what's good that you are doing. It is mostly it makes the most loudest noise than reacting to that situation in a negative manner, where you can just keep quiet, walk away, and then implement the good positive energy that you have into your own situation, or in that specific situation, to rise above it, and then as well excel and exceed there, and rise the expectation on what people portray you to be, but you are not that person. You know your values, you know who you are, you know what you stand for as well. Yeah, you know what you stand for each and every day. What you are embodying, you are saying it out loud, you are manifesting all of that. So yeah,
Look, I talk a lot about character, man, and what you do speaks so loud than what you say. That's why I'm like, my work will speak for me.
Yeah.
My work will speak for me because to many people that I've met, I'm very boring, and boring is good, Fit. Boring is very good, bro. Rather than be ignorant, bro. That's one of the things that I actually despise. I don't want to be ignorant, Fit. We that could save you exist, but you'd rather choose the ignorance because that's for you that would be a far more better like view set than actually you taking accountability. You're low, like I say, I'm actually fucking up, bro. Yeah, boy, I need to fix my shit, bro. I need to call myself out. And I just want to send a message out to my cousin, bro. Yeah, bro. I don't know what you went through, bro, in your childhood. Yeah, you grew up privileged, bro. Yeah, bro, but that's not the topic of the story. But you also are yearning to be understood. You're also yearning to like be good, Feto, but you don't have some drive, Feto. And I just want to also remind you that you still have a responsibility because in an adult for you to make a decision otherwise, bro. You're not always going to be a victim of your story, bro. You can't always like point to your wounds and like, look, I was wounded here, my pops didn't do this for me and that and this and this and this. You adult, Feto, the world doesn't fucking care, bro.
Doesn't care about.
Umhlaba Feto doesn't care about that shit, Feto. And I want you to hold yourself responsible because when shit comes to shove, Fetu, and Tina, we are in the rooms that we're supposed to be, our gift is gonna speak louder, bro, because we've been busy like sharpening our axes, bro. So when you can't hold it against us, Guti, why are you niggas not doing A, B, and C for me? Like, heal from that fucking entitlement, bro. Nobody owes you shit, bro. Not even your mom owes you shit, fair too. Yeah, bro. Your mom doesn't owe you shit. If you're an adult and you cannot be able to bear the consequences of your own action, then you're still a child, bro. Kanye talks about on my show, when Atasiya, he said there's a difference between maturing and aging. There are a lot of people that are aging out there, 40, but then they have a 12-year-old mindset. But then there's people that mature. Maturation requires you to take accountability, to know, okay, my mom is no longer in my life. Yes, I'm sad, but then that doesn't mean I should go out there and actually destroy my life. That's why I had to make decisions that were aligned with what now I would demand of myself, because I want to be someone important, bro. I want to be a positive influence in life. I want people to look at my actions and be like, that is someone that I can be able to listen to. Not because I want people to just only listen to me, but I want people to hold themselves accountable through my words and through my work as well, to be like, if he can do it in that very same environment. Because remember, multiple times I've told you, bro, we live in the same house, but we make different decisions.
Yeah.
We make different decisions. You can still come from the most fucked up, broken home, but you can still come out of that home and make different decisions, because you understand it. But if I make this decision, it's going to lead you to this. One thing I've seen is that friends either make or break you, bro. Javas talks about on one of his songs, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. That is not what Javas said himself, but he said it in one of his songs. But this is something that you probably have heard. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future, bro. You need to be around people that are discussing moves, bro. Not discussing who and who got what did we drink, what are you building, bro? You need to go back to that fucking dream of you being a rapper, You need to fucking start from the bottom.
Yeah.
You need to earn people's trust, because trust can take years to build. It can take seconds to destroy it. And trust me, you've destroyed a lot. But here I still am addressing Wena, because you're my brother. Because I want to see you succeed. I want I see you having a family. I see you having your own home. I see you making a successful life wakho. I see you going to your father's grave and actually making amends, going to speak to him and actually be fucking grateful for the shit he did for wena. You human, that's why you made all those mistakes. But you can't execute yourself life wakho wonke for the stupid things you did. But the only way you're going to become a man is when you start to fucking own up, bro. You need to own up, bruh. The same way each and every one of us have done it. It's not easy. People are going to be pointing fingers, but it makes us sleep better at night, bro, because you're like, I fucked up and it's my fault, but I'm going to take accountability for it. I'm not going to hide away from your uncle, Lando. Yeah, Lando. Your nephews are growing. Your niece is growing, fair too. Yeah, you can't be rotting your life. You can never tell yourself that you were born for Mntuyedwa. You were never born for Mntuyedwa. You were never born to do what you are doing. You made the decisions, but then you have to understand what the decisions also have a ripple effect. All it just takes is for you to make a decision that I'm tired of living like this. I'm tired of not having people put trust in me.
Yeah.
Because you know it's in you, bro. Why do we think even till this day we still discuss when? Because we know what you're capable of, fear too. And if this can't get through to you, trust me, you're gonna look back years when you're listening to this podcast, fear too, and you're not in a better space, and you ask yourself, if only I had, if only I. You don't want your life to be a bunch of ifs, bro. Not only like, thank God I actually listened. Because if it is going to tell you what you need to hear. For multiple times I've told you, while you're destroying yourself, I will sit by and watch. But when you're ready to build yourself up, I'm going to be there for you, bro. Because it's only love. I only help people get up, bro. I don't enjoy kicking someone while they're down, bro. Yeah, bro? And many, many times I've told you that anything that you need that's going to elevate you, I'm here, bro. You listen to the shit I do. You watch the things I do. You hear the aura. You are Eva Fearto, but you still didn't make a decision. Like, you can have opportunities coming left, right, and center, bro. But if you don't execute yourself, that's on you. If you don't learn, Fearto, and I want you to sit down and actually listen to this. I want you to see the guy who's next to me, that he's getting his own, bro. He also had trust in you, but you broke his trust. You broke my trust as well, but I'm not going to take it personal because I know it was not directed at me, because there were things that were driving you as well. That is no excuse. I'm not giving an excuse for you to make those decisions. No, I'm not doing that. Which is why I've taken my time to actually address you, because I care about you, nigga. I really care about you and your own well-being, Fearto, yabo? So when you get a chance to actually listen to this, I want you to know that this comes from a place of love, Fearto. You need to fucking respect yourself, nigga. Like, the moment you want people to respect you, it starts with you. It starts with you. If you can't move the way that you can say that I respect myself, then who's going to do that? Nobody else is going to do that, bro, but your pops is looking over you. You don't know, Fearto Mkhambi, by you changing your life, Mama Ako Fearto can also Fearto heal. But she's also going through a lot, Fearto. You need insigelelo zaka mama, you need blessings from your mom, bro. Yabo? Go make amends, go apologize to that woman, because bunga mpetanga grand, bruh. You're still lucky the fact that you still see Mama Ako physically. I visit my mom on a photo, bro. Mom, nimbone photo eni na nimbone physically. Yabo, and when are you busy taking her for granted, ngo? Because I was asking insigelelo zako zipa. So stop fucking up, bro. You're not a fuck up. That's the thing. You can't tell yourself you're a fuck up. Or was nigga reason to destroy yourself and say, hi, because so and so this didn't happen, and so be honest that you didn't try, Fearto. You think about people who are in the top, Fearto, got there by whining and feeling sorry for themselves? No. They didn't do that. They put themselves in a position to win. So unless you do put that self in a position to win, then you never go work. Because you also need to be here on this couch. You need to tell me what the fuck is going on, nigga. With you. So that you can be at peace. But understand that the reason why you are where you are, Ngo, is because of your decisions. The reason why we here, because we made a decision, bro, that we're going to suffer for our success. Every single day we're successful, bro.
We suffer.
We suffer, bro. We there for our kids, bro. You think it's easy. It's not easy, bro. That 9 to 5, not fucking easy. You're able to do it. Ukwazile ekuqaleni fethu. But the day you get tired of your own tiredness, the day you start taking responsibility, the day you start becoming a man. Don't tell me about going to the bush, bro. Because that you see gapa. But understand, you have to become a man before becoming a man. You going to the bush doesn't mean you're a man, bro. Because akuyotshintshwa abantu papra. Already when you need to have that fortitude and that mindset, Yabo, and fucking listen to the values these people are pouring into you. Because indlela fethu ibuzwa kwabaphambili. Ibuzwa kwabaphambili. And if you are not gonna want to fucking take advice and be a motherfucker that like, I know everything, that is when you end up in the place that you are in, Gogo. Fair to the person who steals, is never clever than the person they're stealing from. Because you ain't got what they have. That's why you gotta steal that shit. That's why you had to steal, bro, because you don't have that shit. You wanna take shortcuts to life in and you think you're gonna make it? Bullshit will take you to the top, man, nigga, but it won't keep you there. Your days will be numbered, bro, but the moment you still have life, bro, God ain't done with you. You still can redeem yourself here too. Not in the people's eyes, but in your creator's eyes. Go and fucking build that relationship with the Almighty, bro. Go build that relationship with yourself. You need to go and fucking love yourself here too, yabo. Because if you loved yourself, you wouldn't be doing all this kind of shit. You wouldn't be doing drugs if you wouldn't be Just drinking your life away, bro. Don't forget, you're still nostalgia. You need to fucking create a character. As I'm creating a motivational maniac, I'm still building this motherfucking character. Nifty is building his own character. Down South Good is building his character. P7 Universe. Everyone is building, bro. And trust me, builders will always be around builders. Nobody's gonna want to be around you if you bring that whack-ass aura, bro. That wannabe shit. Because that energy don't lie, bro. We gonna catch you out. We won't catch you out because we know, dog. Trust me, we know. Our sixth sense iyasebenza fethu. So do the fucking work. That is how you get to make it. It's you doing the work. Ayikho enye into fethu. Yabo, so that you can be proud of yourself. Because the only thing that matters to me is here, in the next 10 to 20 years, am I going to be proud of my decisions that I made? You think I'm going to be ashamed of these humble beginnings? I'm shooting in my own house, bro. I'm using my phone. Yeah, bro. I'm a success before I become a success. But I need to be at this level in order to get to the next level. Yeah.